Promote your brand here at Viral Hip Hop News. Email me, samant@vhiphopnews.com. No, wait, let's go.
Powerful, and definitely appreciate that insight. And wherever you're watching or listening right now, go ahead and hit that like button, show some love, and let's keep working. So obviously, Dr. Muhammad, we are a hip hop platform, but we like to go against the grain and get into the deeper underlying of what hip hop's really doing, in particular to what.
That's what I love about your platform.
Thank you very much. We did definitely appreciate that. We see a lot going on in hip hop now, and we're going to try to break it down layer by layer real quick if we can. First place I want to start is with Kanye West. Now, he's obviously been outspoken for a number of years. This time in particular, he talked about the Jewish community, and we're seeing the ramifications behind that. Just recently, JPMorgan said, your money, the $1 billion that you have, is no good here. What do you think about what's going on with Kanye West in totality, and how do you feel about banks and other people in power starting to kind of back away from him?
I'm very concerned for the well-being and the safety of my brother Kanye West. Kanye West is speaking a lot of truth right now, and he's triggering a very dangerous enemy. I'm not happy to see necessarily my brother going DEFCON 3 on the Jews. Not that what he's saying isn't true, but I have grave concerns. My brother is a $1 billion black man.
Yeah.
And only a fraction of his billions is from his records. So that means this is a brilliant black mind that was able to generate a $1 billion multi-industry. And we know the pandemic of Black Death in hip hop. To a great extent, we know it goes back to one of the music industry's darkest secrets, the death clause that is a part of every record label contract. Death clause that the record labels can trigger when they determine that an artist is more profitable to them dead than alive. This death clause is real, and this death clause, it was triggered with Michael Jackson. It was triggered with Prince. It was triggered with Kurt Cobain. And I suspect that it's been triggered with a great number of the recent hip hop deaths. And so when I look at Kanye West, a $1 billion black man, his mind is so brilliant, it was able to generate $1 billion. And I see him with good reason threatening to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish execs of Hollywood. Jewish execs of Hollywood are those who are the Wizards of Oz, responsible for the carnage that has become hip hop and has become black life as a result of the commandeering of hip hop. It is the Jewish execs of Hollywood who's ultimately behind that. So Kanye West is speaking the truth. I fear that JPMorgan, when JPMorgan makes the decision to turn away his $1 billion, I suspect and I fear that they have plans to get that brilliant black man's $1 billion in some other way. And I would hope that our brother is protected. I would hope that those around him are real careful about who is let into his circle, who's even feeding him his food, because, now close on this note, when they trigger the death clause in order to profiteer from an artist that outlived his value in life and want to cash in death, one of their main methods is death by a contrived accident. This is CIA language. A contrived accident, a drug overdose, for example. And so I would hope that we don't find out that our brother Kanye West accidentally died of a drug overdose or accidentally died by a medical procedure as his mother did, because I know they want to separate that black man from his $1 billion.
You know, oftentimes we put up videos, like we talk like this on our platform a lot. People will say some of the same stuff that you say. I want to ask you about the blood sacrificing thing. In your opinion, is that aspect of blood and real in hip hop where people actually give up what they call blood sacrifices in order to move to certain levels of fame and notoriety and wealth?
So we know for a fact that when hip hop went Hollywood, Hollywood's darkest secret is an underbelly of gay pedophilia. Harvey Weinstein was a scapegoat. Harvey Weinstein's crimes was heterosexual sexual violence. But the bigger crime of Hollywood is homosexual sexual violence, in particular, gay pedophilia. Hip hop began intersecting with Hollywood. And so when Inspector Deck talks about the parties, the Hollywood parties that him and other Wu-Tang members went to and saw these gay rituals taking place, we know that Newsweek exposed hip-hop's gay subculture. But the gay subculture of hip-hop, the secret gay underground of hip-hop, resulted from hip-hop going Hollywood. The gay moguls of Hollywood that are both movie moguls and music moguls, they absolutely contrived a secret homosexual underground. Now, we call it blood ritualism. What I do know is that there is absolutely a contrived and engineered hip-hop gay underculture, which was down low in the 90s into early 2000s. But in 2019, when the Los Angeles Times declared that at that time, hip-hop was at its queerest moment, with Lil Nas X coming out. That was the tip of the iceberg. Now we have Saucy Santana shaking his booty all over the place. And that is on heavy rotation in hip-hop. That represents hip-hop today. So we have the down low subculture being brought right up to the surface. That is real.